Hi everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my November reading wrap up. So I'm going to take you through every single book I read this month. Of course, spoiler free. Let's get into it. I have, as always, all my little stats written down. So in November I read 24 books, which is 8,318 pages. I have a lot of amazing books, so let's get into it and start from the beginning of the month. First up, I read The Therapist by B.A. Paris, which I ended up rating 4 stars. This was such a good twisty-turny thriller, and what I loved about it was that I didn't see any of the plot twists coming, but they all made sense when I went back. Like, there were clues it was gonna happen. It wasn't like pulled out of nowhere crazy just to be shocking. It made sense, but I was still completely taken off guard. Then we have Juniper Hill by Daphne Perry. This is the second book in the Eden series. This is a romance series. There's a subplot of murder mystery in the first one. This one is about a single mum, and she is moving from like the life of luxury. She's giving it all up for her son, and she's going to work in Quincy, and it's about the Edens, who basically, I think they founded the town. All of the different siblings run different parts of it, and she's gonna go and work for one of their restaurants, but she can't find anywhere to stay, so she moves in with one of the sons called Knox. She moves into like his, I think it's like a garage, like a converted apartment, and you see them. He doesn't only fall in love with her, they build a solid foundation of friendship based on him helping her out when she needs it. She's a struggling single mum, and you see him fall not only for her but also fall in love with the son, and they become such a beautiful family. I rated this 4 stars. It is so good, honestly, so good. I ended up going straight on Amazon and buying the rest of the series because I love this series so far. Then we have The Gathering by CJ Tudor, which I rated 3 stars. Now, I did go into this book knowing it was going to be horror rather than the last time I read a book by that author. I thought it was a thriller and then I was horrified. So my 3-star rating is not based on that. I didn't love it. It didn't really click with me. It felt a bit slow paced. I don't know. I don't think this author's for me, although I have liked some of their books. I couldn't tell you much about it. There are vampires, and it's just like a normalized thing that there are vampires that live up in the mountain, and then there's a body found, and the townspeople are pushing for a cull of all the vampires, but like there's no proof it was a vampire. I don't really know. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it either, so I gave it a 3. Then I read Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. Now I have a whole spoiler-free reading vlog dedicated to that, so if you want to see my thoughts in more details, go check that out. I rated this book 4 stars. The second half, it got to like the 200-page mark, right? We got halfway through. It went from 0 to 100 so quick. I was taking my time with the first half, and then I read the second half in a matter of like, I think a day and a half. This is so good. It was an amazing first book in this series, and I cannot wait to continue the Throne of Glass series. Then we have Hell Breaks Loose by Derek Landy. This is the prequel to my favourite series of all time, Skullduggery Pleasant. I've talked about it so many times. It's a series I grew up with as a child into adulthood. It's followed me, and I'm still reading the new releases as they come out. I think it is the perfect series for anyone, no matter your age. If you start as a child or you start as an adult, you will love it. It is so funny. I usually do an annual reread, which I did start later on in the month, so I did read quite a few of the actual books, but this is the first time I read the prequel. It was really good. I rated it 4 stars just because it had a lot of the characters that like I know in the main books, because sorcerers age slower, so they are like hundreds of years old. But the main girl that we get introduced to in the actual books is only a child in the beginning of them, so she's not in the prequel really, and I just missed the banter between her and Skullduggery Pleasant. But I love Derek Landy and I love this world so much. Then I found a 5-star read. I can't believe it, but I rated Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie 5 stars. Honestly, I tried to pick this book up a few times and I couldn't get past Reich just swearing at every other word. This time around I got past the first 80 pages of that and honestly started tuning it out. I love this fan family so much. It is done so amazingly well, and I did not think that these two would end up being I think my favourite couple. I don't know, I'm only halfway through the books. But it was so good. If you don't know, this is book 5 in the Addicted Calloway sister series. This is Ryke and Daisy's book, and I went into it with low expectations, and I think it's my favourite in the series so far. I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I ended up rating this 3 stars. It had an interesting premise. This is like one of the OG BookTok books, BookTube books. This is young adult fantasy. I did like the beginning and I did like the end, but so much in the middle confused me. I do have the other 2 books in this trilogy and I am going to read more, and I do hope that some more things get explained to me in the other books. It was not bad, I just spent so much of it confused that I couldn't really give it a higher rating, but it was good. Then we have The Cherry Robbers by Saray Walker. I rated this book 3 stars. If it was 100 pages shorter, it would have been better. So this is about, I think, 5 sisters, and they all have this curse that like the day after they get married they die, and one by one you're watching them say, oh, it's not going to be real for me, there's no such thing, and then they die. And you're following a past and present timeline, and you don't really know who the present is about because all the daughters are supposed to be dead. But it dragged so much. I would honestly lower the rating. I'm not sure what to, but I don't recommend this book. Then we have The Witch Collector, which is book 1 in the Witchwalker series by Charissa Weeks. This was my book club's November book pick. We read it together. It is free to join if you want to join. I had so much fun. I rated this book 3.5 stars. So much happened right in the beginning. I really liked it. I was very confused and felt like pushed into it really quickly. It did then start to slow to a point where I could take in things that were going on better, and I like that it didn't end on a cliffhanger, but it ended up like set up so you know exactly what they're going to go and do in the beginning of the second book, which I do own and will read. I really liked a lot of the characters, and I'm really excited to see how they go. I do think, I don't know, I rated it 3.5 stars. This is about witches that can do different types of magic. Our main, our FMC is mute, she doesn't speak, and so there's sign language in this book, and I really liked seeing how she could do magic that you are supposed to speak, but she's learned how to sign it. I think it was so cool to read about, and I really like that bit too, and I'm excited to read City of Ruin book 2. Okay, then I did my annual reread that I keep talking so much about, and I read books 1 to 7 of the Skullduggery Pleasant series. So I'm just going to tell you the titles. They were all 5 stars. Read this series, okay? Read it. So book 1, Skullduggery Pleasant. Book 2, Playing with Fire. Book 3, The Faceless Ones. So good. These are all 5 stars. I read them every year, like I said. Book 4 is Dark Days. Book 5, this is where the books start getting thick, but they are still so quick to read and the writing is still big and spaced out. This is Mortal Coil. Book 6 is The Deathbringer. And book 7 is Kingdom of the Wicked. This is where it starts to get really quite long. So good though. And then I read The Maleficent 7. In This World is book 7.5 because there is a character in the beginning of the books who goes off and does her other thing in like the later books, and like this is seeing what she's been doing while she's been away from the books. I rate this 4 stars just because I love the main story a bit more, but I love anything in this world. I love this little fan art bit here, and I love Tennis Lowe. That is her. She is my woman. Then we have Armageddon Out of Here. These are a bunch of short stories set in between all the different books. There is a whole timeline here, and it's just a collection of all the ones over the years. I have like tabbed when I need to read which one. I think I rate this 4 stars because some of them were a bit not boring, but like not that entertaining. But again, I will never rate anything. I will never rate a main book less than 5 stars. I can almost guarantee that. And I don't think I'll ever rate a like novella or in-between book less than 4. This series has my heart. Then I read 5 novellas that are part of a Christmas collection. They're on Kindle Unlimited. I think they're probably on Prime Reads, but they are by some of my favourite romance authors, and they each they're like 80 pages max. Most of them are more like 50 pages, and I just went and read all 5 of them. First one is Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. I rated this 3 stars. I can't really tell you anything about any of the plots of these because they don't really have much of a plot when they're 70 pages long. They are all love stories that take place at Christmas. This one is like brother's best friend. It's always been you. Then we have Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey. I rated that 3 stars. This has a single mum in it and I really like that. Then we have All By My Elf by Olivia Dade, which I rated 2 stars. I don't like that one. Merriment and Mayhem by Alexandria Bellafleur. That was only 58 pages and I rated it 2 stars because, I don't know, it felt like a whole load of nothing. I'm sorry, but it's true. And then we ended on Only Santa's in the Building by Alexis Dario, which I rated 3 stars. That was really, really cute. It takes place at like their apartment's Christmas party and it is really cute. This is Sick Fucks by Tilly Cole. Do I recommend this book so far? Absolutely not. If you are going to read it, please check the content warnings. This is the darkest book I've ever read. I am reading it to get it off my TBR. I'm reading it because it's in a video. Honestly, I'm reading like 2 chapters at a time because it is so dark and I don't want to depress myself. I don't have a rank for this because I'm only halfway through. So far, I don't think it's worth how dark it is, but I obviously don't know what the payoff is yet, so we will see. But I'm gonna finish this before the end of the month, so I wanted to put it in here. And that is everything I read in November. As you can probably tell by my voice, as this video goes on, I'm getting sicker and sicker, so I'm gonna end the video here before you all get sick of me and my voice. But that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every single week. Click the notification bell down below if you want to be notified when I upload. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in another video. Bye!